welcome back to this week's Bourbon of the Week. If you haven't been on the channel before, basically we're a bourbon review channel made easy. We don't go into all the deep tasting notes and that. We broke it down into price, taste, drinkability, and we rank our bourbons on our ranking sheet based on those three categories. This week we have something special for you out of my favorite distillery, Wild Turkey Distillery, and it's a rare find here in Pennsylvania at least, which is the rare breed. So we're going to do this one today. We're going to make sure we get to Marissa's reviews, her first time on the channel since the wedding. Maybe we'll show you a short video clip if you're interested. If not, you can skip ahead anyway. We're going to get to the Wild Turkey Rare Breed review. Let's get to it. So here we have it, the Wild Turkey Rare Breed Cask Strength, 116.8 proof, solid bottle pop. I already poured a little bit here, but I kind of want to show you. When you're pouring this with this top, it's kind of hard to get a good pour without spilling a little bit down the side there. So I don't really like the way the top's set up. It is a cool looking bottle and everything for that, but as far as the top and the presentation goes, kind of hard to pour. But everybody knows before we get started with everything else, time for the traditional sip. That is definitely 117 proof. Jeez. So I can tell you right now, I'm not going to sip on this the entire time like I usually do, because that 117 proof will sneak up on you. 116.8. Like we mentioned before, this is the cask strength, which means whatever comes out of the barrel is what they're putting into the bottle. They're not doing anything to water it down, which is really nice because it keeps all those flavors together. You're not watering down the flavors, but you're also not watering down that ethanol kick, which really gives it some bite here, which is going to be a perfect transition over into drinkability. This is not easy to drink on. If you're not used to drinking high proof bourbons, I don't recommend going out and trying the rare breed right away. Stick with, especially like that Long Branch and that Russell's, really easy to sip. Maybe work your way up to the Wild Turkey 101. We have those three right here on our shelf already. Really like those three in the lineup. This has the same mash bill, 75% corn, 13% rye, 12% malted barley. And it says anywhere between 6, 8, and 12 years on the bourbons that go into this. So it's pretty well aged in number 4 charred oak barrels. So a deep char, which gives it that really good, rich flavor. Drinkability, though, not that great. When we show this or we give this to Marissa, you'll be able to see right on her face right away that this is not easy to drink. That being said, it's 117 proof, so you're expecting it not to be easy to drink. That's what you're buying when you buy this. That's what you're trying to get, that extra flavor, that extra ethanol kick. But for me, for drinkability, I can't give it that great of a score, but I also don't want to give it a terrible score. I have a couple higher proofs that I do like and I do think sip a little bit easier than this. So let's give this like a 8.1 on the drinkability scale. Next thing we're going to get into is taste on this. And the best thing about a cask strength bourbon is they don't dilute it for proof, which means none of the water is added to dilute any of the flavor as well, which is really going to bring out a very good flavor profile on this. The one thing about this Wild Turkey Rare Breed that I don't really like is it's very oaky and very smoky. Now, a lot of people do like that when it comes to their bourbon. Not my cup of tea with bourbon. I like the traditional caramel, vanilla, sweeter bourbons. Not a bad taste at all. And again, if you like that smoky, oaky flavor, you're really going to enjoy this a lot. It's 6, 8, and 12 years aged, like I said. So being in that number 4 charred barrel for so long, it really pulls out that smoky, oaky flavor. Again, I don't hate it. I'm just saying it's not my favorite when it comes to, 1, the Wild Turkey line, or 2, bourbons in general. But it's still a really good flavor profile. Again, being the cask strength and not diluting it down makes it really good. I'm going to take one more sip and then we'll get to the score. I'm going to give this like a 7.9, and the reason that I want to put it down there on the taste scale is because I'm not the biggest fan of that smoky, oaky flavor. If you really enjoy that smoky, oaky flavor, then you're really going to enjoy this bourbon right here. Again, it's just not my cup of tea when it comes to my bourbons. I kind of like a sweeter bourbon that I've come to find. Really good bourbon, really great taste profile. Your traditional Wild Turkey taste just kind of heightened a little bit. And then it adds that smoke and oak because it's been sitting in the barrels and they didn't have to water it down. So 7.9 is where we're going to put it on the taste scale. So that's going to bring us over to price on this. And the best thing about this bottle is probably the price. Again, this was kind of hard for me to find, but once they released it, it's still on the shelves here today in Pennsylvania. They obviously only release it in limited supply. But you're talking 116, 117 proof bourbon. You're talking great Wild Turkey name behind it. And you're talking a limited release. And it's only $46.99. Now let's just compare that to what we did 2 weeks ago in the Basil Hayden's, which is an 80 proof bourbon that's always on the shelves, and you're talking $40. So for $7 more that you can get the Rare Breed, I'm on a couple Facebook groups, and one person posted, why are people still buying Basil Hayden's when Rare Breed's out there? And my argument was availability. He says it's always available, and I can see if it's always available why people would buy this. But you have to really want a cask strength 117 proof bourbon. I'm not going to sip on this every night. Where Basil Hayden's, while we did drop it on the list, I'll sip on that every night. I think it's a great beginner bourbon. I would never knock Basil Hayden's for what they have. So if you're looking for a 117 proof bourbon, you're looking for a cask strength, you're looking for a limited release, and this is always on the shelves, then absolutely make sure you pick up a bottle of this. For $47, there's nothing to complain about. $50 bourbon again, 117 proof Wild Turkey bourbon, cask strength. Not many of those that you're going to come out with. So as for price on this is probably going to get a really good score on price. I'm going to give it like a 9.0 on price, just because I don't think that there's a lot of lines that are offering this type of a deal for only $47 consistently, especially at the 117 proof that they're putting out this year. So let me add all those up for you, but in the meantime, let's send it over to the Bourbon Bomb of the Week, brought to you by Rare Breed Wild Turkey. Let's get it. Did you know that Wild Turkey actually got its name when they brought out samples before the brand was called Wild Turkey on a wild turkey hunting trip? I like to think it was the weekend before Thanksgiving when they did this, because this is the weekend before Thanksgiving. And this is our Thanksgiving special. At least it wasn't before, but it is now, because it kind of makes a little bit of sense. But they brought this out. Everybody that was out loved the samples. They went home, and the next time they came out, they said, make sure you bring some of that Wild Turkey. And that's where it got its name. It's referenced all the time in pop culture and music, movies, and your 1990s favorite, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Check this out.
Now I'm the bartender. I kick people out.
You know there's more to it than wiping and kicking. Mixing drinks, for instance.
Well, I've seen Cocktail. I can do the hippie shake.
Well, even if I had a pretend cigarette, I couldn't tell you my pretend problems. Real ones have clogged up my headspace.
Ooh, then unload them right here, baby. Rough day? You want to talk about it? Shutting up now.
I'm pregnant by my stepbrother who'd rather be with my best friend, and he's left me with no place to live, no food except for this bottle of Wild Turkey, which I drank all of. That was me being tanked and friendless for you.
I didn't really get the reference either, but if you go back and watch it, I guess it makes sense. But kind of weird. But that's our Bourbon Bomb of the Week, brought to you by Wild Turkey Rare Breed. So that's going to bring us back into the totals that we were talking about before the Bourbon Bomb, which is going to give us an 8.333 repeating. We'll call it an 8.33 and drop this in 8th on the list, which cracks our top 10. That's 2 in a row now that cracked our top 10. Great bourbon. Can't talk more highly about it. If you haven't tried it, I definitely recommend it. If you're new to the bourbon world, I might leave this one alone and try one of the Russells, the Long Branch, or the 101 before making my way up to the 116.8 proof. But this is a solid bourbon for a great price. Being a cask strength, you can't really beat it or argue about any of the pricing when it comes to it. So go out, pick yourself up a bottle of Rare Breed, but in the meantime, I want to make Marissa drink this because I know she's going to hate it. But first, like I said before, we just got married the other weekend. I'm going to give you a little 15-20 second clip of what happened at the wedding. Check this out.
Pleasure to pronounce for the very first time and introduce Mr. and Mrs. Chris and Marissa Littlewood. Woo!
One. Getting your palate all ready for the 118 proof you're about, 116.8 proof you're about to have. So tell me.
Wait, are we rolling?
We're rolling.
Okay.
It's rolling.
Okay.
Time for the traditional sip?
I'm scared.
You should be. Solid, right? First of all, the wedding. What'd you guys think of the video? I give them a little wedding video. They already saw the ring, haven't they? Oh yeah, they haven't seen this is my favorite part. Yours doesn't sound as good.
Yeah, yours is obnoxious.
Anyway, what about the bourbon? You have to eat right now, bro.
It's a little strong
Yeah.
for me.
It's a little strong. It is 116.8.
But it didn't die as much as I thought I would.
You've also had 3 glasses of wine?
One can, a 12-ounce can, but 1 can equals like half of a bottle, so.
Is that how it works?
Yeah.
So 3 glasses of
I'm
wine?
not fully done it yet.
Oh, okay.
There's a little left. No, I can't.
Can't do it? You can't get it past the ethanol?
Nope.
Just straight ethanol.
It's
You know what they call it? They call it a Kentucky hug. Did you know that?
It doesn't feel like a hug. It
You don't feel
feels
like-
like Pop Rocks exploding all over my mouth, but like on fire.
Pop rocks? I'm sorry.
You laughed at a joke
That was,
made.
I don't, the on fire part got me. So nothing. You can't give me anything other than ethanol.
It's really rough.
It is rough.
What do you think about it?
I think it's pretty good.
Okay.
It's not my favorite. It fell 8th on the list.
Okay.
Can we get back to the Kentucky hug? I just found this out the other day. When that burn happens and you can feel it in your chest, they call it a Kentucky hug.
But this burns before it even gets to your chest.
That's fine.
It's like,
But why a Kentucky hug?
because it's from Kentucky and it's warm like a hug. But to me, I'd rather have a hug, you know what I'm saying?
They don't know what you're saying. Bottle talk.
Well, you said the pour is not fantastic.
This is from the same company that makes your Russell's Reserve.
Oh, my Russells. Is this expensive?
Not bad. $46 for 117 proof.
I just don't understand why you'd want that.
Why I would want it?
Like, why do you want that burn?
See, I don't. Once you drink a bunch of them, the burn kind of dissipates.
I guess.
One more.
Once it gets in my throat, it's like.
Well, you gotta just swallow it. You're like swishing it around in your mouth.
Well, first of all, you told me you're supposed to let it sit.
Not 118 proof. I don't let this sit. I keep saying 118. It's only 117. So you don't like it?
Nope. Thumbs down.
Thumbs down from Marissa's reviews. 8th on the list for me. That's where we're gonna leave it. To the wedding.
Right. That was a good time.
That was a good time. I didn't bring this to the wedding. I should have. But in the meantime, don't drink and drive. Drink responsibly. And as always,
Wash your hands.
Wash your hands. How's that pandemic going?
It's doing badly.
It's doing badly.
We're stuck in the house.
Bored in the house, and we're in the house.
in the house bored.
There it is. That's what we're gonna do. Just more reviews for you guys. So we'll keep them coming. But make sure you hit that subscribe button because at 250, and I think we're less than 20 away. We're doing a big giveaway. And I don't want to tell you what it is yet because I don't want people just to subscribe for the giveaway.
You should.
But I
though.
promise you it's gonna be a good one. Just tell your
Do
friends.
it. Yeah.
Tell your friends. Are you gonna drink another one more sip?
Uh,
While we fade into
For the
darkness.
viewers.
While we fade into black. Ready? Hannah, start fading. Fade. We gotta fade slowly. That's the face you want to end on. That's